It's the Pirate Hunter, and this is part 3 of the Sherman walk around and review. This is the inside of that Sherman tank. Now, I can truthfully tell you, old fat guys don't fit down inside through them hatches to get in here very well. If you're an old fat guy, you actually need to use this hatch right here. But the commander's seat, I'm guessing it's the commander's seat, is broke and bent down, so I didn't want to just jump down in there. So let's do a look around inside here and see what we've got. Up there, brackets, I'm guessing, can't tell on that. It says up above this here, it says caliber 50 barrel on it. Some of the wiring up through there. You can see where that is bolted on up here. This is that sign that is bolted on the top up there. There is the opening out on the front. I don't know why I said, and there is a pulley system going down in there. This is, come around here, some graffiti, not much. Most people are into graffitis, too lazy to climb inside something like this to do it. And some more graffiti, a couple of boxes. This is kind of interesting down in here, so if it's a little jerky, it's because I'm trying to get around in here and not fall down. A couple of closed boxes. It says up there, you can't really see it. Nah, there it did. That says flashlight up there. Some brackets, grab handle, another grab handle right there. Coming down from the open hatch, there's the commander's seat. There is a pulley setting there. Come around, it's some brackets there. Come into storage brackets, kind of the wall here. There's some brackets right there. This is really tough in here, trust me. Some more of the same graffiti, some more brackets. That's my bag down in there. I used to hold my camera when I got, or tab when I got in here. Come down around. Okay, we'll go back to here. That apparently is a seat, I'm guessing. Well, let's go back up. Okay, we'll get all straightened out here. And you come around, and there's this pulley here that goes up to that opening, like I said. But if you turn around, and right straight behind me is another pulley. So I don't know exactly how this worked, but you figure if you're inside here, you have a rather big cable going through here. I don't know how it's pulling or what is done with it, but if that cable breaks and comes back in here, you're not going to have a really good day. Trust me. This apparently, I'm guessing, is a crewman's seat there. There's where the machine gunner and assistant driver set. Come around to this. There's another seat for assistant gunner. All sorts of stowage bins and compartments there. Come around back here, more stowage parts on this. Now, said it's kind of confined down here. Come back in here, there is a radiator down in there. I don't know what for, some kind of radiator, and it apparently has a bracket below it that doesn't, I thought it folded up, but it doesn't. That's a stowage type bracket. That's probably, and there is a plate right here about fuel, something, I can't see it, and it doesn't want to lighten up enough to get it back in there. There's a plate about fuel requirements or fuel systems. Another stowage, some stowage pins down there on it, where something's been bolted through to the out, where something on the outside bolts through onto this. This comes through into a bracket, some kind of bracket assembly, something that runs up, goes forward on it to, this is kind of tough climbing through here, goes forward, there's your driver's seat, goes up, goes into, apparently there's a tab right down there, you can see it where it's got a threaded rod attached to the end of it. Apparently a lever of some kind attaches. Come into this, there is your controls for your tank, your cutter brakes on it, electrical switch of some kind, some shift lever here with a button on the top. Like I said, I'm not a Sherman expert on this. Comes back, there's another lever right there that works for something, I don't know. U-joint assembly up into the transmission. Comes across, I'm guessing that's an ammo can mount, because right above that is a machine gun mount there. And what is interesting, there is a support brace welded there. There's it says periscope, the box down there says periscope. There's some kind of lever there with something. Come down around here, that says caliber 30 barrels on it. This is the escape hatch right there. Not a lot of clearance between that and the ground. Over on this side is, driver's side is fire extinguishers. Right there it says manuals, some electrical connections, and there is a cross shaft going across there that is for some of the controls off the driver's side. I saw driver's seat goes over to this that they've cut. So this is kind of, it's very tight in here. And you think about it, this is actually probably a little bit bigger on this turret than a regular Sherman turret. Like I said, I'm not an expert on that. And this is where the drive shaft going forward, attached to the transmission, had a cover on it that's been cut off. But you see that right there, that U-joint? When I was a kid, I started playing in this thing and on this thing in about 1963. And myself and Everett and Ron and Dale decided we were going to move this tank. So we brought a whole bunch of pry bars down and we put them in that U-joint to try to turn it. Now I can truthfully tell you, 13, 14-year-old kids are not going to move this tank by putting pry bars in that universal and trying to move it. We did not succeed, trust me. So this was a neat place to play. I know I'm going to waffle a little bit here, but this was really a neat place to play when you're 13, 14 years old before you become too cool to do things like this. We had a lot of fun in it. My friends were the General Patton or General Montgomery kicking the German spot all over North Africa and Europe, and I was Rommel kicking the Allied spots all over North Africa and Europe. We had a lot of fun on this. We played in it a lot. And I got an idea, I'd watched a thing one time about how hot it was in these tanks. And this sets in an asphalt parking lot, as you noticed from part one. And you get triple-digit temperatures with this thing setting in an asphalt parking lot. And it gets really hot in here. So I can imagine what it must be like with the heat from the transmission and the engine and everything else in one of these as you're trying to drive it. So here you are. Here is your walk around on Sherman, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Hope you enjoyed it. If you think this is something, some of these pictures for people doing weathering and dioramas in this would like still pictures of some of this stuff, let me know in the comments, and I can always come up and get still pictures and do a slideshow on this. So, or do a slideshow of these. Just let me know. Again, this is the Pirate Hunter, and now the old fat guy's got to climb back out of this thing. Now I know why young skinny guys drive tanks and old fat guys don't. Now, this is the Pirate Hunter, and as always, take care of yourself and each other. Go to ISM's website, very good website to visit. And as always, take care of yourself and each other.